Hey, welcome back to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Should I say howdy, folks? We're in Royce City, Texas, about to do a 70-mile-an-hour loop-style highway range test with the Kia EV6 Wind. Speaking of wind, it's about 10 miles an hour wind right now, but it's north to south, so it shouldn't affect our test too much, which we're doing kind of east to west on Highway 30, I think this is. So I've got Austin behind the camera. He does some social media for us, and Ahmad is the owner of the car. Run to the bathroom really quick. We're going to see how well this does on our standardized loop test. Now, I am in a different place than we do our usual loops up in Colorado, so this will be interesting. It is pretty much all entirely flat ground. So even any part that's not flat, we do it loop style, so it offsets any elevation gains or losses, and the loop style also offsets any wind effects. So let's see how it goes. Before we head out, let me walk you around the car really quick. Again, this is the Wind, so the mid-spec, large battery pack, all-wheel drive. We got 77.4 kilowatt hours, just freshly charged up to 100%, and we're gonna see how well it does and how far we can go. I think the EPA rating is like 274 miles. That is not expected on the highway at 70 miles an hour, but we'll see how close we can get to it. Kyle just did this test with an Ioniq 5 up in Colorado. It got 227 miles. So it'll be interesting to see how close we get to that figure, especially because we're in a different area. We're not in Wyoming/Colorado, we're in Texas. So a little bit lower elevation overall and less elevation changes than the Kyle's test. But with the loop style, it shouldn't really affect anything anyways. So I want to see exactly what we get on what you can expect on, let's say, a road trip. That's why we do these tests. You're rarely going to be doing 0 to 100 or 100 to 0, but we do the extreme circumstances just to see what you can expect if you were to do something that extraneous. Like I said, 100% state of charge, and the guessometer says 216 miles. We'll see how close we get to that. I'm sure we'll do more because we kind of romped on it a bit before our charging session. But now that it's 100, it's just been DC fast charging, should be fairly warm, and 83 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a fairly warm day out here. I'm really excited to see what that means. Although it's funny, this says 68 degrees and that says 83. I don't know what to believe. All right, so we're about to leave the the Electrify America station in Royce, Texas. So we'll do eco mode, okay, and then the regen. You have level. What's the highest or lowest regen? Sorry.
Lowest is 0.
Yeah, probably do 0 regen. We're gonna be sitting on cruise control the entire time, yeah. So it shouldn't really matter. And then climate control, we set that between 68 and 72. So we'll start with 70.
Auto.
And just see, yeah, auto and low. Yeah. So we are basically set and ready to do a highway road trip. So interior of this car, absolutely fantastic. How is it back there?
Great.
You just reclining?
So a lot of people will ask about your height. How tall are you?
I am 6 foot on the dot. If I sit up straight, I smack my head on the roof. But if I slouch, like the seat kind of makes me want to do anyway. It's very comfortable, very spacious.
Nice. Yep, so we're gonna head over to the highway, I think left there, and basically just head out from Royce City and just head east.
It's nice and flat.
Nice and flat. Just heading out to the kind of the middle of nowhere. We're already kind of are in the middle of nowhere. I mean, some decent stuff around here. That was actually a great Electrify America station because there's stuff everywhere. We had some Whataburger while I was charging.
Nicest Whataburger, I think.
Nice Whataburger, yeah. And actually a nice Walmart at that. Heading to Highway 30 east. And then as soon as we hit this on-ramp, you'll just very gradually get up to speed. And we do this at 70 miles an hour. Austin, can you have Waze ready on your phone to GPS check it? Usually it's pretty darn accurate, but this way we can double check. So theoretically, by the end of the on-ramp, we should be easily up to 70 miles an hour. Got that dynamic active sound design.
Dynamic's the best.
Mom loves it.
I love it. I have it like at high volume.
Here we go. Nice short on-ramp.
Yep. Out of nowhere.
As soon as we get to 70, yep. So you got HDA 1, right?
Yeah.
Nice. And then, yeah, basically anytime if we get behind something, move around them, which is technically from an efficiency perspective because we want to see what it's like not drafting other vehicles. but for your sake, you also don't want rock chips. So we got 2 reasons to do that.
Yeah.
Constant? Like, is it doing 70 at all?
Now we're 70. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty accurate. Because
Pretty
it's at
accurate.
69 on one, too.
So we're just gonna set it 70 across the board. 70 climate control, speed, and just explore Eastern Texas.
East Dallas. East of Dallas.
Buc-ee's.
We heard that the Royce City is the gateway to the East Dallas.
Really?
area.
So why is there no arch?
I haven't gotten the St. Louis memo yet.
Yeah. But we all agreed Buc-ee's would be a great place for DC fast charging.
Imagine all those as DC fast chargers.
Look at that. They have DEF, ethanol free, normal, just
Okay,
a
so
sea of stuff.
I did not know it did that. If
What?
I set it at nav speed, it automatically adjusts. Like it just adjusted automatically to 75
Oh yeah.
because the speed limit changed.
Oh, so yeah.
Should I go back down to 70?
Yeah, just stay at 70.
I did not know it did that. That is a really cool feature.
So yeah, I don't know if it'll be before or after this video, but Out of Spec Motoring will have a full road trip in this car because you bought it in Green Bay, Wisconsin with
60 miles.
60 miles on the clock. We've done a bit more since then, driving it all the way down to Dallas. And during that road trip, especially early on, we had some, I think, range-induced anxiety, but not just like the normal, like, oh, we're just driving electric car and it gets down to 0 and we freak out. It was like cold-induced. It was 10 degrees for the first part, and it really didn't get above 20 until the second day. So it was freezing. Every charging stop was miserable.
And our range was pretty dramatically lower.
Yeah.
than-
Our miles per kilowatt hour hovered around 2, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And then the second day, it hovered in the 3.5.
Yeah.
I saw a max of like 3.8. So pretty impressive in normal weather. So we'll see what today does with the warmer temperatures of like, what, 71 degrees now it says? Really great road trip car though. Very quiet. Great interior. I think we were kind of in consensus that the Ioniq 5 looks really cool on the outside, but the interior, unless you go full limited with all the options, I like the EV6 interior better.
Yeah, it's just the design. Like the Ioniq 5's got the adjustable armrest, but this design is just super cool. And
Yeah.
I think in our road trip video, we talk about the fact that I didn't get the piano black that I saw in other videos and stuff. So.
Yeah, like a brushed kind of aluminum look. It is plastic, but it looks really good. Feels good. The texture up here is fantastic. Same stuff back here. How's your materials back there?
Good. Seats are nice.
Nice seats.
Cup holder, very
Oh
fancy cup holder. You get a visual here. So, I was really disappointed that the old flask didn't fit. You slide it back and it fits. It's probably not what it's for, but I enjoy that a whole lot.
Quick update, 88% state of charge and doing great. 189 miles remaining according to that. 3 miles per kilowatt hour. And we found vents in the back, Austin, didn't we?
Yes. On the door.
Basically a Model X or
Basically a Model X.
Yeah.
Except there's none in the middle.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think the door is a better use of vents.
Yeah, and the doors work better than Model X too.
Yeah, burn. Okay. Yeah, nice solid door thunk actually. We'll just show that at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive.
Checking in, 75%. Officially used 1/4 of the battery pack. And yeah, 69, 70 degrees. Keeps bouncing between those. So great temperatures, but still some wind. Still sitting at 3 miles per kilowatt hour. And still just driving. Not a whole lot to see. Just literally 2 seconds ago hit 50% state of charge, and the gasometer has 109 miles left, but we have done 120 miles. So we are on track, I guess, for 220 to 240, depending on how accurate that is. But again, we're doing basically the reverse of whatever elevation we did before, which it was a little bit of up and down within a couple hundred feet. And the wind is now ever so slightly against us versus before it was ever so slightly for us. It's all pretty much a crosswind though, so I don't know if it's really helpful regardless. Still chugging along here. Sun is fading, but this temperature is still nice. It was 69. 70 degrees. Let's see. That over there. 25% state of charge. We've done 171.2 miles. Gasometer says 52 remaining. And judging by the math of how far we've gone, we should be right on target to match Kyle's Ioniq 5 test. So this will be very interesting. Back up to almost 600 feet elevation. So really getting down to the wire of, is this better or worse? Of course, they're not identical tests on the same day on the same stretch of road. That would be interesting. And we'll do that eventually because we'll be getting an EV6 as a press car at some point to compare with the Ioniq 5. We just hit 10% state of charge, which basically threw up a warning right there. I just missed it, but it, let's see, also adds that little battery icon. It just says, what did it say? Warning, low state of charge.
Yeah, low state of charge.
So it's just, and then it offered to search charging stations for us. I do want to see what that says. Hey, Walmart Royce City. That is where we're planning on going, which is cool. About to do our U-turn, our final U-turn back to the Royce City EA station. And yeah, it says 12 miles to the station. We're at 6% state of charge. And let's see, 12 miles estimated range remaining. Gonna be exciting. We are gonna make it just fine. Easing back up. Although we did find out when we were draining it to do the charging test, you really don't lose much power until the very end. Like, it was still hauling. All right, just hit 5%, so now it's saying low EV battery warning. Please visit a nearby charging station. Okay. Charge immediately. Power limited.
It's terrifying.
I know, it's like threatening.
I feel like we're,
It's like, ah!
This is how the people must feel who like get the oil change notification. They're like, oh, okay, I'll get to that eventually. Now do you feel range anxiety?
I have tons of range anxiety right now. Yeah.
So we are 7.3 miles and 3% state of charge. 7 miles remaining on the gasometer.
Now we are running a little slow right now because I don't trust myself to pass this guy right now.
Yeah, we got Senor in front of us. This is a drag strip? Nice. Chilling at 2%. 4 miles remaining, 4.2 miles to our exit, 5 miles to the charger. What do you think?
Have you ever been getting into a little fight with your significant other over text and your phone's on 1%? That's what we're doing.
And that 1% does not last long. It turns to 1 and just shuts off. You're like, oh.
Fortunately, I think these cars are the opposite. They expect people to be dumb and do this, and they're like, oh, we'll work in a little buffer there at the end. 3 miles per kilowatt hour. So we basically wavered between 3 and 3.1 this entire trip.
Yeah, our trip from through Oklahoma to Texas yesterday was much better.
Yeah. We got great range yesterday and horrible range the day before. It's amazing how that's the cold affects this car. We've talked about that, of course, but yeah,
Today it seems like it was the wind.
Today probably wind. Right now we're about 13 to 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, the flags are going.
Flags are blowing. Practicing hypermiling tendencies. Just turned off climate control. And let's see, what are we at now? About 2 miles left to the charger. 2 miles and there. Just hit 1% state of charge. This must be how Kyle feels on every range test.
I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I've been staring on the side of the road and I hate it.
So we just hit turtle mode. What a cute little guy.
Here's our exit.
Jumping onto our exit here. And turtle mode is basically indicated with the 0% state of charge. So we have only half a mile, basically one little stop sign capturing some region here. And there's the charger. And we just hit, a second ago it flashed to 0 miles remaining. Now it's back up to 1.
Coming through. I'm not even gonna stop.
Sorry.
So. Holy crap, we did it.
We did it. Now we know the full capabilities of your car.
Oh man, dude, that was
Pulling in.
timed.
Nice.
223.
223.7 miles and average 3 miles per kilowatt hour. Took us 3 hours and 22 minutes. We're gonna charge this car. All right, we forgot we broke that charger earlier by charging somehow. So we are now switching to this 350 kilowatt at 0 miles remaining, 0% state of charge. Iman is sweating, but here we are. We made it. Time to give it some juice and go on with our day. But how about that? Almost 225 miles, just a hair under. How are you feeling today?
I'm done.
That's it. That's the 70 mile an hour range test on the Kia EV6. Did 200 and what was it? 220.
22.7.
Yeah, about 223 miles. So just shy of Kyle's Ioniq 5, although we had a bit more wind. So that could be the thing. I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's so many parameters, temperatures and everything. So yeah. Thanks for joining in. Be sure to check out the other videos on this. Of course, a road trip on out-of-spec motoring to get this back home for Ahmad from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And yeah, good car. Now he's gonna go put side skirts on it, spacers, slam it, turbo.
Turbo.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.